Welcome to Asking the Podcast, where four friends come together to expound on the everyday life questions that we all have.
From the mundane to the profound, we're here to share our thoughts and insights on all things that make us all human.
Join us as we explore the complexities of relationship and everything in between.
So sit back, relax, and get ready to join the conversations as we dive into the questions that shape our lives.
This is Asking.
Welcome back, y'all.
Hey.
We back. Yay. So yes, y'all, we are back with another episode. Okay, today we have some good juicy stuff to talk about. Now, we got the person that chose for us today, Miss Naomi. She chose our topic for today.
Y'all know I like to stir the pot, honey. Y'all know I like to stir the pot. So what I could do is on the YouTube video, I could put some links in there just so, you know, they can get visuals of what we're talking about. But I feel like we're very descriptive people, so we can understand. So the juicy topic for today is, what's a kink in a partner you don't think you can do? Example, your husband doing makeup or a gay scene in the movie. And we're going to start with that question.
Okay.
We're going to start with Kay. Down at the end, look at her face.
I think, like, if my husband asks me to do something, like if my husband asks me to, like, stick a dildo in him or play with his booty hole, I'm not gonna judge him, but I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not eating no booty. I don't even think I'm gonna lick the gooch. I can't do it.
That's a no for you.
That's a no for me.
Alexis, what about you?
Well, for me, you know, I really can't say what I will and I won't do. I try not to, but in my head right now, I'd be like, ooh, I don't see myself doing it, or I mean, it's not a kink for me.
Doing what exactly?
So the basically the things that she just named, like the things that people deem like not right or whatever. What was the things you said? Licking the Gucci.
I'm not licking. Licking the gooch, eating the booty hole, playing with it, sticking stuff in it. I'm not doing nothing.
And then I'm trying to look at it from a lesbian standpoint. Like, we do everything.
But would you have a girl booty hole?
I've never done it, and I don't see myself doing it, y'all. But sometimes when you in it. And I don't know, and then you start doing stuff, and then afterwards you be like, I did that. So I don't say I wouldn't do it, but y'all, I don't know. I'm a I don't know girl.
Okay.
I don't know.
It depends on the moment.
It really depends on the moment. Enough tequila, or if I'm just really like in love and I just really feel like, ooh, this session is just, I feel like what we doing is, I want to show you how much I love you in this moment, and I'm feeling so sexual, but in the little stuff that we doing is just not cutting it right now. I may go the extra mile. I may do that.
Okay.
I might.
You would. I don't know why you say maybe, like you would. You can't. I think you would. Like you said, if you love someone and you're in the moment and you're emotional about that person, like it sounds like nothing's off the table.
It starts to feel that way sometimes. Like it's like, you want me to do that? Okay, all right. But then afterwards, I'll be like, damn, I really did that. Like, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because, like I said, I am a lesbian. Like we do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
we have to get creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if my husband was like, can you do this? Can you do that? We just have to discuss like what's off limits, like, and why. Like, why you want this all of a sudden? Like, what's wrong? But honestly, if you my husband, I don't think anything will be off the table. I don't think I'm a
I don't know. Some things are. I'm not looking no booty hole or the gooch. But if you want something in there and I don't really gotta physically touch it or put my mouth on it, like, sure, like, you my husband, like, it's only me and you, and like you said, like, if we in the moment, like, things can go down.
That's a good compromise, though.
Yeah, because I like some of that stuff, but if he's like, no, absolutely not, I gotta respect that and just find like a mutual ground of like what we comfortable with.
Yeah.
And we married, so it's just like after a while, sex life is going to plateau at some point, especially after you have kids and then they leave and y'all empty nesters. It's gonna be like we gotta bring it back up.
Notice we saying marriage though. Go ahead.
Right. So it's for me, like I would hold off anal until I'm married because I feel like that'll be a very embarrassing moment that I don't want to do with a whole bunch of people. I don't know. I can't do it. But certain things for me, like pegging or, I don't know, like you said, tossing salad, whatever the terms are called, for me, I feel like it's a little sassy. Like, I understand everybody has like certain kinks, and let's just not do even sexual. Like, let's just say it's something like they do makeup. Like, I don't think I would. I don't know. It's just something in it that's just a little weird for me, and I feel like I'm very open to a lot. Like, very, very open to a lot. I'm kind of like you. Certain instances I really won't say no.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm just like, certain things I feel like it opens the door to like a different side of sexuality, and I feel like that kind of flows into the next like little caveat question, which is what are some sassy men characteristics that you feel like you would question whether or not this partner is really all the way like for you, or like, you know, maybe you could date something you could deal with, or it's like, nah, you flipped on the other side and you trying to use me for your family or something like. I don't know. For me, I guess I'll start. It's a lot of the stuff that we kind of mentioned, unless you have we've been together for like 20 something years and it's like, okay, we're just bored, right? We just want to see. But for me, like, I don't know, I guess I could say that. Or like men doing like sex things like P Valley, you know, like him and his wife, even though let's just say he had a stunt double, he wasn't actually doing it. From what I heard, it's like curiosity, but it's like, for me, I know my curiosity is my biggest sin. So it's like once you kind of open up that door, it's kind of like you I feel like you just want to go further down that rabbit hole at some point. Like you tried it and your thoughts, like you're more open to it. So it's like, oh, let's go down this hole. And I'm just like, nah, I think that the cross earring, I can't. I think it depends, because we can go deep into it. Like that guy being an actor in P Valley. I think his name is Alonzo or something. He's an actor and they don't really get a lot of roles and a lot of pay. I mean, if you look at it that way, and if he's like secure in his sexuality and his wife is secure, and I think they've been married prior to that show, who knows, like his past, maybe it was hard to get jobs, and then you're an actor, like you're supposed to, in my opinion, like in that career field, you gotta be open to things like that, or it's gonna stall your career. Where you trying to go and looking at the end goal, like with that particularly.
Yeah. Like even on The Shy, the guy on The Shy who used to play on Star, Luke James. Yeah, Luke James. He dates a transgender woman on there, and the guy before him quit because he didn't want to play that role. So it's like, the guy, they killed him off because he didn't want to be with a transgender woman. Wait. On the show. And you know, Lena Waithe don't really play that. Right. That's her show.
We're gonna have to talk about that a little more after, because I'm trying to remember what guy you're talking about.
The one that was Jake's brother, and he at first, and then all of a sudden this long lost brother came along.
That's why they killed him off.
Because he didn't want to play that role.
Oh well, you know.
Yeah, I feel like at some point though, it's like, yes, you're giving these roles, and this is another conversation for another day, because I feel like Hollywood, you know, I feel like they do demasculate, especially African American men. From what I see, like they're always playing some type of woman. Like it just seems to always kind of be a part of their career path, but not anybody else's. And I feel like you do have the right to kind of say no to it.
Oh yeah.
You know, so for me, it's like if my partner came to me and was like, "Oh, you know, I got this scene. I want to try this out." Okay. Like, I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but it does kind of have me view things differently, because it's like, where's your moral standard? Like, you know, where are you putting yourself at this point? Not to say that means that person is low, but it's like, do you feel like you're that at the bottom toll of your career where you have to allow for other people to question your sexuality, and then I have to be on defense about that? Because I feel like sometimes when people are curious about certain things, or let's just say they're truly like metrosexual, you know what I'm saying, like truly sassy, like Kim Fields' husband, everybody kept calling him sassy on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, you also have to realize that means I have to be put on defense mode and have to possibly constantly defend my relationship, and it's like, do I want to do that? And sometimes I don't feel like people think about that, you know, especially once you allow other people to kind of come in. Let's just say your kink is getting gang banged. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now other people know what that is, and they can go out and say X, Y, and Z. Even if you have them sign an NDA, it's still people that know. I don't know. That's just
I don't. First of all, for me, I don't like the word sassy. I don't, you know, for me, it's just like, do what you want to do. I'm the type of person where it's like, it's like, I feel like people will be like, oh, I don't have a problem with this, or a problem with homosexuality, or all these different things, but then backdoor and say, where's your morals? And it's like, what do you mean, where's my morals? Or what do you mean I'm low on the totem pole? Am I that low in my career that I would take this role? Why can't I just be taking this role? Because it's something that's completely different, and it's like out of my comfort zone, and it pushes me to really dig deep into my career and what I love to do, to see if I'm actually able to execute it and make people feel like, damn, shit, is he bisexual? Or do he like men? Like, some people look at it that way, versus I feel like society look at it like, ooh, I think he low down, and his wife don't know. It's like everybody automatically just goes to that, and it's like, you know, that's how I want the world to be, but it just ain't there. It's not there. I get it. You know, I really get it. So, that's just kind of where I'm at with the whole sassy thing. Like, I don't care about whatever you want, whatever you like, whatever you do, and I'm also not about to try to defend you. Like, it is what it is. People gonna say what they want to say. It's hard though. It's hard not to defend people. Like, we get real. Y'all know how I be when it comes to Beyonce. I be getting real defensive. So it's hard. So I'm kind of speaking from a standpoint of how I want to be. And how I tell myself, Alexa, don't say nothing. It's no point. People are going to have their perception. I feel like it goes back to that too. People are going to continue to have their perception of you. You're not going to be able to skew and change how they feel about you and your man. So it's like, if he want to do that role, he do that role. Like, don't worry about what people feel about you or like what you got going on.
I'm gonna be in my new house cooking my man a meal when he come home from set.
You know? Yeah.
And then my brand new house with my brand new car.
Yes.
Because we still hate Charles. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
That just means he a good, because baby Charles can get it to this day. 20 years later.
Listen, and then the makeup thing, because I didn't want to speak on that. That is interesting to me. You know, when straight guys do like to wear makeup, it is interesting, and it does make you kind of like just think. More so for me, I just kind of want to understand, like, what is it really about makeup that you love that makes you want to put it on yourself? Like, I'm just really curious about it. I try so hard not to be like, you got the sugar in your tank. Like, I try so hard not to do that. But it's definitely interesting, and it's I don't want to say it's hard to accept, but it's interesting to see all these new things. You remember when we were younger, it was like men, masculine, macho, like. you know, you didn't really see the gay and the real, as you said, metrosexual or, you know, fluid people. Like, so it's like, it's more out there now. So I'm just more so curious. I just really want to understand.
I don't look too much into it because that guy that we're talking about, I don't know his name, but the link will be there. He does it on his Instagram, and then I think he's actually a makeup artist. And so with that, I don't know, his wife is okay with it, and I'm thinking, like, if that was my life and like my partner doing that, I would assume we had conversations already prior to you putting that on the internet, and like, why is it so? But I look at it a little bit differently. Like, to him, doing that on Instagram is kind of like a niche. It's all the girls putting on makeup, the black girls, Hispanic girls, the white girls. We can go to another makeup page and it's just blah. But him doing that on himself, and he's Hispanic, like, they probably get following and make money. Like I said, she in her brand new house, because I did see they had a brand new house. They moved. They got 3 kids. He loves on the kids. He does a lot of videos without the makeup on, and then he also, I think he has a separate page for the makeup artistry. They probably live off of his one income. So that's kind of how I look at it. And if there's nothing else going on behind the scenes, like our personal life and our sex life is still good, and it's like, you're not doing this because like you're trying to explore your sexuality, but you're doing this because you want to provide for your family, and they probably making money just based off of people just talking about it and him getting traffic on his page. Next thing you know, he's probably gonna have a line with one of the makeup companies and be selling out. Okay, how you feel about it,
girl?
It's a lot. So I think that, well, for one, I will look at if it's something that person is comfortable, like the whole men smoking hookah. Like, I don't see how that is sassy, because at the end of the day, I mean, like, he ain't deep throating the hookah tip. Like, come on now. Like, come on. Like, if you're looking at it that way, then you're the sassy one.
Yeah,
you're like, you're the sassy one. If you see a man and is it turning you on that they're sucking on a hookah tip? Like, like, the whole men can't eat bananas or eat pickles and stuff. Like, it's just like, so men, it's really hard for men to enjoy themselves these days, because, and I mostly feel like it's men that's telling these other men how to act, and it's just like, what does that say about you? Because ain't nobody think of this until a man said it.
Because they like it. You looking at it and you like it. That's why you're saying it's not right.
Because
if you like it, just say you like it.
You're sexualizing it in your head.
Yeah.
That's just like, now I would never, like, that's just like, if a man was bisexual and he chooses to be with a woman at the time, if that woman's okay with that, I think that's fine. Because that's what bisexual is. Now, I don't think I could ever be with a man that is bisexual, and that's a whole nother conversation. But I don't see nothing wrong with a bisexual man being with a woman, because that's what he is. So if he likes doing, dressing like a woman and stuff like that, but it would be like, well, if you dating a woman at that time, is she okay with you being in your feminine traits while you're with a woman?
Yeah, if it's a man that does have that.
Yeah, like if so it's that's where I would be like, well, it's like, do you have to pick and choose? Like, do you gotta choose? But like I said, that probably would be a conversation for a different day. But yeah, with the sassy men, I think that word got overused like toxic. I think those 2 words got so overused that now everything is sassy for a man to do. Like, hoochie daddy shorts. Women love hoochie daddy shorts, but then men like, that's gay. I ain't finna wear no shorts that come up to my thighs. And it's like, no, that's very attractive. Women like seeing men's legs.
That used to be a very common thing back in the day too. Like when basketball, their
shorts were short. Yeah,
short as hell, almost to the booty cheek.
Like, how is that sassy?
I have pictures of my dad, because y'all, my dad was born in 1957. Okay, I've seen pictures of him back in the day in the 60s wearing crop tops.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
When they were, my dad and them have pictures of them playing football with crop top. Like,
Yes,
it ain't
and
tight.
hugging.
They like,
Yeah, it's the loose crop top, but it's a crop top, and they're hugging. They have their arms on each other, like.
I think all that changed with the 80s with the HIV thing.
You know what else is funny? Y'all seen old pictures of like Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yes.
And the Isley Brothers, baby.
they used to wear them short shirt with the bell bottom stomach out, like it. But it got
The
it got,
leather,
Yeah.
all of that. And ain't nobody probably questioning
Ain't nobody
Rick
questioning
James,
them.
Prince.
Yes.
Ain't nobody question them.
No. Well,
I do
well,
think
they
people
did. They did question it, but it's like, I think they just didn't care, or you know, I don't know.
You gotta be yourself.
Yeah, I'll say a part of, I feel like the downfall for all society, of course, is like social media.
Yeah,
like a lot of
of
stuff
course.
is so much more, like what used to be private and in the bedroom is a lot more publicized. And although I'm a very public, open book type of person, I feel like certain things I want to keep between me and my husband.
Yeah.
So for example, like if he did do makeup and all this kind of stuff or whatever, like I don't think I would want him putting that on social media. And not even just to say that again about the defending thing, but I'm also, and not to say that I care about other people's perception, but at the end of the day, regardless of whether you care or not, especially if you're bringing kids into this world, having to constantly explain to them and other people, you know, bullying, like it's just not a friendly world.
Yes.
So for me, it's like also kind of protecting my peace
Right.
on certain things. Like it doesn't have to be everybody's what's it called? Like business.
Yeah.
It don't have to be their business. So I don't want to say I would be limiting my partner to doing something like that, but I feel like, you know, how you are when you're single and young, and then when you bring kids into this world, like having to kind of explain to my kids, I think that you should, and it's great to explain to them. But it's also very difficult because the times have just changed, and you know, I feel like people have become so much more sensitive to things, and you can control what's in your household, but once everything else, you can't control other people. And it's like, I don't be wanting to fight battles all the time. Like I don't want to have to constantly explain or defend or even just see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to do all that. So if you want to do certain things and you kind of want to talk about it or go public about it, I don't think I want to be there for that.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's, you know,
That's fair.
as long as you upfront and you like,
Right,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna tell you right now, I want my man to cry with me. I want him to go to the nail
That's
shop with me.
another one.
I want my man to. I want my man to go sip wine with me at a winery. I want I am okay with my man doing things that I would do with my friends because that's my man. Like I'm not gonna demasculate him because he's doing things with me that I would do with my girlfriends. Like no, he's doing this because of me.
yeah.
Like even how Chad Ochocinco, he do his wife hair, her nails, makeup, all of that. Like I would take that as you pampering me. I'm okay with you learning how to do those traits. Now I don't think I would be okay with him wearing it out in public. Like if he was starting to do it on himself, because I'm not physically attracted to that. I'm not physically attracted to a man that wears makeup. So at that point, I would be like, no, that's not what I signed up for.
See, that's what I feel like it should come down to. It's more
Yeah.
so of like what you like, your preference, what you're attracted to,
Right.
Not more so like, oh, you do this, so you must be bisexual or you must be down low, and just like automatically going straight to that. It's like this is something that I don't, you know. I don't. It's not attractive to me. It doesn't turn me on. So it's like, how can I be with you if
I'm
that's
not attracted
something
to
that I'm
that.
not attracted
That's
to?
the bottom line, because it's one thing I don't have. Like I feel like Cardi B hairstylist. What's her name? Tokyo. I love her.
Yeah.
Beautiful as hell. But Sassy Santana, he gets on my nerves. I love him, but I just can't get with the makeup and the whole
And the
beard thing. It's like, decide which one. You either gonna be all the way feminine or you not. That little halfway in between thing for me, it's like, what? And then you come out and be like, I'm not gonna be gay all my life. It's like, okay, now. And this is to say that there's some people who's with it, but me, like you said, that's a better way to put it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not attracted to that. You know, like, I don't care if you wear a floral shirt, you got the matching outfits, like, you know, certain things I'm just not attracted to. Like, you want to wear a long skirt one day, I don't care if it came down the Da Vinci runway. I'm not attracted to that.
Yeah, you just not attracted to it. That's
Yeah,
okay.
it turns me off.
Yeah, the beard and the makeup for me, I don't care. But it is funny how it's like Tokyo. But the thing is, Tokyo. What is her name? I'm about to say Tokyo Tony.
Is it Tokyo
Styles. She actually, I think, transitioned.
Yeah.
Sassy Santana ain't transitioned.
He
so
plans to revert back,
Yeah.
so that's probably why he not.
Yeah. Or
Getting rid of
he
his
may
masculine
really just
features.
like the way it look, because I follow this YouTuber. His name is Zachary Campbell, and he still has his beard, and he wear makeup, he wear his nails or whatever. Like, that's just, you know, but that's a part of like the gay world that we just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really in it like that. That's why I said, for me, I just get curious, and I really want to know more.
Why?
You know, internally, you know, how do you feel? Like, why do you know? But it's really just a curious thing. It's not like, wow, why are you doing this? It's just like, I wanna be able to understand humans, like, because we all have our own. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't really see a big deal with it, because to me, makeup, like, it's just makeup. Like you said, I want to understand internally, like, what's going on, and like your wants. Like, what do you want out of this, and what are you looking for? Like, for Sassy Santana, I am glad that he's vocal about that. And at the end of the day, it's to me, it's just makeup. It's like, we can live with it, we can live without it. And I think someone or somewhere had told me that makeup was originally for men, and like skirts, and I think heels were originally for men too. Like, you know, European.
they was wearing them heels in the back then. Earth, Wind, and Fire, all of them.
No, further back, my grandmama would tell you that Jesus had earrings, girl.
Like, all of that.
I think it is further
And
back.
like, finding out, like, back then, damn, this was another topic that I feel like we kind of veered a little bit, but back then, like, the LGBT plus thing, like, that's always been a thing. It's just more, you know, more people they're just tired of being in the closet. So it's like, now, you know, society, they're putting it out there. But baby, back then,
That was
the
in the
50s,
Bridgerton days.
40s, all the way back.
That's what I'm
all
saying,
the way
yeah.
back. It's always been here. So,
Shakespeare, men were dressing like women.
yeah, but I did want to speak on what you said, Kay, about your man getting the nails done with you and
I like
sipping
that.
wine. And, like, who deemed, we all know the answer, but who deemed that to be feminine?
Or good male hygiene.
That's what it is.
Like, literally, it's like y'all sitting up here bashing men for taking care of themselves, calling it sassy.
Like,
And then
my
complain about y'all
pH
stinky
balance is not going to be off because of you.
Y'all
So
think we need a coffee break.
we gonna have a short. I need to use the restroom, y'all. So we gonna be right back and take a quick little intermission.
Slight intermission. Y'all think about what we said. Comment below.
All right, y'all, we back. So I'm going to kind of caveat this last little question. So I feel like one of the reasons why I brought up this topic is, in today's society, you know, especially what we're seeing recently, I feel like the word sassy has really more so been applied, of course, to the men. So that's why we're speaking more so on the standpoint of men versus, you know, how this applies to women. And, you know, I feel like, as far as the term sassy is concerned, let's speak on the scenario, like, what if a man is raised by a lot of women? Like, what are some of the things that we've kind of seen where people said it's sassy, or, you know, but that's also a standpoint that I feel like some people don't realize. It's also been on Sisters where that,
Calvin, well, he was raised by two gay men, but he wasn't gay.
Yeah. So, you know, it's different scenarios like that. And I know, Alexis, you had mentioned that you wanted to speak on that a little bit. So, expound.
Yeah, I mean, that's mainly what I wanted to say, because I find a lot of situations where, like, even at work, or like when I get new friends that they learn about my sexuality, and they don't want to step on toes, so they kind of want to understand things. So like a previous job I had, there was a guy that worked there, and he was his feminine side was definitely more prevalent. Like you could really see, you know, like people say, or he talked with his hands, and the way he talked was, you know, I guess deemed more feminine. And my coworker would ask me like, do you think he's gay? And I would be like, well, I never thought about it, but you know, I don't really know. I don't know. And she was like, oh, I have a gaydar. Like, I know. You have a gaydar. You know. First of all, you ain't gay. How you have a gaydar, first of all? But no, but seriously, so she was just like, yeah, I have a gaydar. I know he's gay. And I'm like, you don't know that. And they're like, but he acts like this, he acts like that. And I'm like, well, you have to think about like his past too. It's a possibility that he could have been raised by his mama, his grandma, his sisters, or you know what I'm saying. So it's like that's all he really knows. He probably didn't have his father figure or grandfather in his life, and so he adapted to, you know, he adapted those traits, you know, from those women in his life. But he could be straight as a straight ass line, like, you know. So I don't know. I just always want people to kind of expound your thinking, you know, expand it. So yeah.
I think for me, like, especially like when men are raised by women, like you pick up their tendencies naturally. Like men that talk with their hand or do like this, like people automatically assume this is the gay symbol when a man do it. And it's like, no, what if he just talk with his hands? His mama grew up putting her hands. Or like when, you know, men, like how some men just stand with their hands on their hips. That's just like, but you know, but societies these days will call that sassy. And it's just like, no, it's just tendencies. Like a man, like I said, a man could have grew up with his sisters, seeing their mannerism, like that's the mannerism that he was around, so that's what he has. That doesn't mean he's not attracted to the opposite sex just because he has those tendencies.
Or it doesn't make him less of a man. Like as long as your man make you feel protected, baby, and you know, y'all good.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I don't think that makes them sassy. And I think another connotation of that, like someone that grew up with all women, like a man that grew up with all women are like in tune with their emotions. I like that. I like a man in tune with his emotions. Cry in front of me, I'm gonna cry in front of you. And if you in tune with your emotions, you're probably in tune with my emotions and can go deeper and expand your mind a little bit more to where if you do see a guy do this, like they probably can connect that to maybe he's just been around a lot of women, like I've been around a lot of women. But I think that's good because honestly the American household should be wife and a husband, mom and dad, so you can get both of those traits from each person. But sometimes it's just circumstances, and if that's deemed sassy, at one point you gotta stop explaining yourself to people. I don't gotta explain to you why I do or don't talk with my hands.
Right.
Yeah. Why does it matter to you?
Right.
Right.
Like, I was just thinking this in my head, but it's like I've had, I don't know, back in the day, like just hearing like certain things that people say. Like I know I used to say like if a guy has like too many female friends, like that's all he hangs around is females, he either is a hoe or want to be like them. Or you know they'll have sayings like if a guy's in a mirror longer than me, like that's the problem. And I'm trying to think of like a few other ones, but it's just like it's like that doesn't necessarily mean sassy. It could be their ego. You know, maybe they are just overly dramatic. I don't know what not Scorpio signs. What's it called? The astrology signs, whatever it's called, just be more dramatic than others. But I don't know. I've been in certain situations where I've seen guys get questioned, you know, who have a lot of female friends. Like one was like he went on a trip with, you know, a girl group, and she was like, why are you going on a trip with all females? Like you're the only guy, and it's like 8 other females. Like, oh, I was invited. And she was like, probably because they think you one of them. And what's crazy is I didn't ever view it that way, but it's like sometimes it'll be said like, oh yeah, like me and this person could sleep in the same bed together and nothing would happen, and I don't immediately go to, oh, that person's probably sassy. It could just be because they're more comfortable being around you know, other sexist, I guess. I don't really know how to word it, but something could have happened in their life,
and they don't want
that
to,
you know, they don't want to necessarily mention, or you know, like you said, their brothers, or you know, they grew up around all boys. Like I grew up around a lot of guys, and I used to hang around a lot of guys, and my mom used to even tell me too, like I'm more comfortable around guys because females are more jealous, this is that and the third. But then when I got older and started, you know, kind of hearing people like, oh, you know, she a groupie, like, and I started hearing those kind of negative connotations, I was just like, but luckily I do have, you know, a good amount of female friends and male friends. But I just feel like that it's crazy how people's mindset switches towards certain things when it could just be something you don't know. Like maybe the female was raped by guys and she's not comfortable.
And vice
maybe
versa.
and vice versa. Or maybe, you know, he's not, maybe he's more artsy. Like he likes drawing. Maybe he wasn't really into sports and can't really hang around people who talk about sports all the time because that's not something he grew up
and that's not sassy.
It's not
don't
sassy.
like sports.
And I feel like people have to stop and like really, like you said, just get to learn people. So y'all think we could nip it in the butt with this?
Yeah, I just did want to expound on one last thing that you said, and I think Kay said it too. Somebody said it, but a lot of these men nowadays are becoming, and which is amazing, they are able to be comfortable in their sexuality and they know who they are, so playing these other roles that is different from what they like, or you know, doing things that are deemed feminine, they don't give a fuck because they know who they are within. So I feel like, you know, we all just need to kind of search for who we are within, and we'll be less likely to get to care about what everybody else got going on. Yeah.
All it is, the people that are complaining about men being sassy are mostly men who really don't know themselves.
Ooh, y'all, it's one that really be ticking me off. I know y'all think he is so funny, but sometimes he is, but sometimes I'm like, what you was doing in that jail cell, sir? Boosie. I'm so sorry, but Boosie be projecting, okay? I don't know. Sometimes I be fit, but I said I don't want to be that person that's like, ooh, or have you been doing this? But it's like, of course you're gonna kind of think, because it's like, why are you so upset? And ain't his sister, daughter, somebody a lesbian? So like,
his daughter,
his daughter a lesbian. So, but yeah, when it comes to the gays, the gay, not the lesbian side, he gets really like offended on it. I think
that's more so how he grew up.
Yeah,
maybe
and that's too.
I'll give
how they grew up.
Another side caveat. We talking about putting a pin in it. We gonna mention something else. So my dad
too. Go ahead.
Even my little sister was like homophobic, like, but very strong manly man. Sometimes he not gonna say nothing. He's gotten better with it, but he is very vocal about how he feels. And just the same way, I feel like one side is like, you gonna respect me. I feel like the other side, there's also a side that's not comfortable with it, and we also have to respect too their decisions on it. And you know, when Boosie was talking about, what was it, Dwayne Wade, is that him, his daughter?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Now cause I guess she transitioned. I don't know if she actually transitioned or not, but you know, for certain people, I feel like certain subjects, especially when it comes to kids, can be very sensitive.
Oh yeah.
And he was very vocal about it, and I feel like that goes back to me saying certain situations I feel like should stay in the house. Because nobody else's opinion should matter. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, the way Wayne and Gabrielle end up I think they took some stuff down or something like that because they were like her mental health. Yeah. Was that not a thought in the beginning?
Before you
put it out there like that?
Did y'all not know that these things were gonna happen?
Because I get it. I feel like their thought process was like, there's other people out here going through this, so it's good to see. But like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It's like it's the support, and you know, having other people see you go through this more important than her, you know, mental health. If she can stand it, then that's nice. But you know, it's good that they.
I think she also had a say so in it, and probably she didn't know what was gonna come. Yeah, and parents too probably didn't know, because I feel for them, like everything with that whole situation is new So they probably saw it from the perspective, like people say stuff about Dwayne and Gabriella, but didn't quite know how bad it would be for their daughter.
It's just understanding, you know, like really taking the time to understand. I just don't feel like we're in a society that is going to do that.
No.
And we have to take heed and understand that this society is not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And be mindful of your own peace.
Yeah.
And the other people around you. And Charnel, you say this all the time, and I feel like it's becoming so much more prevalent. A lot of people can do what they can do because they got money. They're making money off of it. But if we regular people and you doing some things that ain't making you no maybe yet, but you know what I'm saying, or to say, oh, it's making you money. Like if we're thinking about our lifestyle right now, and somebody was to do that, it's like money for me is not. That's not even an object. It could be here today and gone tomorrow. You know, it's the other stuff outside of that. But people with money, they can do what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can do stuff like that. They can transition. They can, you know, people who don't have the money to do that, it's so much harder, and they probably are like they don't have the resources. You know, so I don't know. But I feel like this was a great.
This was. I feel like we could keep going.
We really could.
It could have,
but I feel like it's gonna go into more topics that we have in store. So we could definitely put a pin in it.
So tell me what y'all. I'm curious to see what life experiences some people have on this topic, like in particular, like whether it's you and people have said stuff about you or stuff that you noticed. Because I feel like, you know, it's gonna take a while. We still trying to get equality for races.
Ooh, you know? Baby, because we going backwards.
We going fully backwards. I feel like it's race, gender, and then all the other caveats is at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's going to take a while. And I don't know, maybe people just got to start building their own islands. Like we have a state for everything. Here's a state for everything open. Here's a state for the conservatives. You know, you just live your own world.
That means we just basically going back to segregation.
You know, and somebody once said we probably shouldn't never have separate mixed in.
Baby, that's a whole nother conversation, y'all. We are veering off. Y'all, as y'all can see, we could keep going.
Exactly.
We could keep going.
But tell us y'all's thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share our channel with other people as well. You know, build that engagement with us. We want to interact with you all. And
definitely comment, DM us. We love it. I'm gonna start back replying to the YouTube comments too. I just need to get into the YouTube account. I think I can. I just don't think I've actually tried, or it tried to do like the second authentication.
That word messed you all up, girl. Authentication. Yes,
but I am going to start back replying to y'all. But if people DM the Asking Podcast on Instagram all the time, and we respond to those. Sometimes you'll probably get both of us responding to you. So yeah, we are definitely more heavily interacted on Instagram. But YouTube, we see that most of y'all watch from YouTube. So definitely leave us a comment.
Yes, y'all. Well, this is the end of another amazing episode, y'all. We love y'all. And we out. Bye.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Asking. We hope you enjoyed our discussion and gained some new insights into the everyday life questions that we all face.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment to let us know what you think. Follow us at Asking the Podcast on all platforms.
We love hearing from our listeners and appreciate your support.
Until next time, keep being curious and asking questions.
This is Asking, signing off.